What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but my name is Keyshawn Nunley, and today we're going to talk about the beauty of you, how beautiful you truly are, and how beautiful you can truly be. All right, so first things first, let's talk about why I've been gone so long. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, or you haven't been keeping up with me or my socials or whatnot, I have been gone so long. I have not been posting a video for so long because of graduate school. I just finished up the semester. These past month or so, this past 2 months really have really been a lot in terms of my workload and in terms of other outside things going on. So I've had to take a step back and make sure I prioritize those first, because I am a student first. I'm trying to get my degree and I'm trying to do this as well, but balancing those two. The last video, I had enough time to just make another one video that quick, but I didn't have enough time to do anything else afterwards. So here I am now. Semester is over. I should have more time. Next semester, I should have even more time. So without further ado, let's start the video. So I made during my break, quote unquote, it wasn't a break at all. I made a topic for a new video, and as you from the introduction of the video, I wanted to talk about the beauty of you, specifically how beautiful you truly are. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I guess really the reason I wanted to talk about it is because sometimes I take myself for granted, and I know a lot of other people take themselves for granted. And if you're in good circumstances, a lot of times you don't always seem grateful for it. And that could be due to a variety of circumstances. You know, you have your own internal issues, your own internal reality is suffering. You don't know what's going on, you're confused. You have all these outside external outlets giving you all this negative input, and that really diminishes your own vision for yourself, how you portray yourself. And ultimately, that's not what you want, right? You are more than what everybody else and everything else tells you that you are. In fact, you're not what everybody else says you are. The only deciding factor that decides who you are is you. And when you figure that out, you'll figure out how beautiful you actually are. So what do I mean by the beauty of you? The beauty of you essentially entails not necessarily the physical version of you, because physical attraction version, that's just whatever. That's whatever. Everyone's going to have their own point of views. You're going to have your own point of views. What you want to be concerned with is how beautiful you are on the inside first and foremost. That is, the only thing you should be considering, really. And most of the time, people don't always see the full version of you. Most of the time, people don't even see the full version of me. Like, the people I know think they know me for most part, but I have so much going on in my brain, in my head, and what I'm doing, this and that. But most of the time, people don't really know what's going on, right? Most of the time, people don't know who you actually are unless they, walk in your shoes or become you. And unless you have some type of superpower I don't know about, that's not really possible, right? It's not possible. So, and sometimes, that can be sad that a lot of people don't know who you actually are. And you want that outlet to give. You want to show people who you are. You want to be accepted for who you are. But in reality, not all parts of you are supposed to be shared. There is something special about keeping things just to yourself, just for you. Some things are only meant for you, for in here, your heart. And you should cherish those moments of solitude where you're just in your own world and you're grasping the reality and the beauty of it, and you see where you stand in it, and you see the endless possibilities that you can achieve or that you can do. There's so much out in the world for you because of who you are and how you resonate with everything. In the previous video, I was talking about like who are you? Who am I? And like I said before, once you figure that out, man, the world just opens up. But once you figure that out, really, you realize how beautiful you are. So with that, I'm going to talk about, the first thing I want to talk about are the benefits of solitude and inner work. A lot of people are scared of being alone. At first, I was scared of being alone. When I first got here, I wasn't really, trepidatious about being alone because I got here. Nobody else I knew was down here. Then, some of my friends from where I used to live came down here, but for the most part, been in solitude, right? And when you're in solitude, you have two options. You have two options, right? One, you could be sad and depressed and whatever. I know whatever. Or you can go out. You can make friends. And you can explore the world. Or number three, there's a third option. You can realize how good that solitude is for you. And the reason why solitude is so good for you, to an extent, you don't want to be alone forever. No one's supposed to be alone forever. You are a human being. You're meant to experience things with other beings, with other humans, other animals, whatnot. That's part of existence. It's part of growing evolutionary wise. But the benefit of solitude is that you have the ability to do inner work. And what do I mean by inner work? Well, to put it simply, it's self-development, right? Whether you do meditation, you do art, or you try to get new skills, or you work on your body, like exercise-wise or walking and going out to nature, whatever you have to do inner work, solitude really enhances that process. It forces you to look within, because in solitude, you are left with nothing but your thoughts. And you can try for however long you want to distract yourself with videos, with video games, whatever. But at the end of the day, before you go to sleep, you're alone with your thoughts. And some people don't even want to be alone with their thoughts. They want to just smoke it all away sometimes, or drink it all away sometimes, or do whatever it is to distract themselves. But one day it's going to catch up to you, and you're going to have to do that inner work to put yourself into perspective. And once you put yourself into perspective and you get, the right help externally and internally, you're then going to be able, checking the recording. You're then going to be able to paint the most elaborate picture of yourself. You'll see all your flaws, you see all the good things about you, but ultimately you'll see how unique you really are. Human beings, we're so interesting, right? In terms of our DNA, like our DNA isn't so different that we have subspecies. Race, we have races, but races mean subspecies. We're not that unique that we have subspecies, but for some reason we all behave differently. We have the different adaptations. We all grow up differently, and in comparison to the rest of the animals in the world, we are incredibly special. However, you are even more special than you realize. A lot of people, we have so many hidden talents. Some people are great at speaking, some people are great at art, some people are great at leading, some people are great at in teams, writing, doing whatever. And there's so much beauty in that, and in realizing that and fulfilling that part of yourself. And part of life is striving to find your purpose, fulfill your purpose. And a lot of people go through life picking and choosing everything, and they never find their purpose, quote unquote. But a lot of times they don't really find their purpose because they're not looking in the right places. They're not doing the right things. All right, a lot of people, like, let's say they want to start a business, for example, right, that resonates with them to an extent, but it doesn't fully resonate with them, and it doesn't fully fulfill them because A, they're doing it for the wrong reasons, or number two, they haven't fleshed out who they are themselves. And solitude really promotes that. And as scary as it might be, it is a necessary thing to ascend, to rise, to become that highest version of you and promote beauty. You know, the happiest people in the world are often the most beautiful. I don't know if you noticed that, right? Sad people, it shows. Stressed out people, it shows. And the reason why is because the body is not meant to have that much stress. It's not meant to be that unhappy. And unfortunately for America and most of the world, that's just the reality. Now, you can have really beautiful people on the outside, right? And they have so much stress and they're just shallow. And the beauty's only the surface level. And that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about surface level beauty. Right? It's so much deeper than that. And you should realize that. All right? You are beautiful. You are unique. There's a reason why you are you. And the more you're by yourself, the more you figure it out. You can't figure it out by comparing yourself to other people. You know, I'm not saying just to be alone forever. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying embrace solitude. Embrace those times by yourself when you're cleaning or just walking or taking a break. And if you don't take breaks, which I need to, or you don't go on walks in nature, you should. It's very helpful. It provides essential insight into everything, especially you. So with that being said, the power of solitude is a beautiful thing because it really shows you how magnificent you can truly be as long as you put your mind to it, as long as you see it. And if you need help seeing it, like I said in previous videos, go get therapy. And therapy can, be in varying forms. Traditional therapy with actual therapists. You could do meditation, you could do yoga, you can become a monk. That sounds like a cool idea. You can go work with monks, you can work with yogis, you can do whatever you want. You can go to church, whatever you want, as long as you heal and you're able to see the beauty of you, because you are beautiful, whether you know it or not. And if you do know it, more power to you. Just don't be arrogant about it. You feel me? All right, so the next thing, I guess I already covered that. Well, the next point was most people will never know or see 100% the real you, and that is okay. And the reason why that is okay is because if you give away all of yourself, you have nothing. Right? It's just like if you give away all the food on your plate, everybody else, you ain't got nothing to eat. There's nothing to satiate you. If everybody knows who you are, how unique are you really? How special are you really? Everyone is not meant to see 100% of you. There's some things that are just meant for you to show you how special you really are. If you share everything that makes you special, everything that you learned or feel, you're giving away your power. That's why if you see people in like abusive relationships, or narcissistic or whoever, in those toxic relationships, the victims gave away too much of their power. All right, if everyone knew what was going on in my head, some people will take advantage of me. Some people will make me feel bad for it. Some people will give me like a bunch of inputs to try to like mold me into what they want me to be. I don't want that. Right? I don't want that. To an extent, it's good to be molded by people, as long as those people have your best interests in heart and they know what you want and know who you want to be, and they want to promote the highest version of yourself. That is when it's okay to be sort of molded by other people. But it's really a good thing that people don't always know 100% the real you. Some things aren't meant to be shared, and those things are up to you to figure out. I can't tell you what's not meant to be shared. There's plenty of things in my head that I don't share. This YouTube channel, nobody knew I was doing this. Nobody knew, and I wanted to keep that. I wanted to keep it that way. And all the projects that I'm doing, nobody knows what I'm doing, and I want to keep it that way because there's something special about what I'm doing. There's something special about who I am, and there's something special about you and what you are doing. The path that you are on right now, nobody else can walk that path but you. There's a reason you specifically are on that path. It's because a being as magnificent as you is the only one who is capable of walking that path. It's just you. And maybe one day you'll lead people. You'll help them. You'll inspire people. But first, let's inspire yourself. See how magnificent, how wondrous, how mystifying you truly are. Because you are. And you should realize that. So with that, let's get to the next point. I love this dry erase board, by the way. Well, and the next point, it says there's real power in keeping some things to yourself. It keeps you you. So yes, keeping things to yourself makes you you. I already said that. Yes. The more you know / see you, so the more you know you, the more you see you, the more power you give to yourself. Everyone has their own unique abilities, their own special powers, their own magic. And the more you find out, the more you realize how weird, unique, not normal you are. A lot of people want to be normal. A lot of people want to fit in. Why would you want to fit in? Why would you want to fit in? I don't know, everybody wants to be a part of something, right? But the best teams in the world, the best communities in the world are not the hives. They're not part of the hive mind. No, the best companies in the world, the best, whatever in the world, they are all full of unique individuals with their own special perspectives that when combined together appropriately makes something truly wondrous. The collective is only as strong as the weakest link. And that weakest link has to be incredibly unique. So, and weakest link doesn't mean like you're less than everybody else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the more you realize who you are, the more you know you, the more you see you, the more special you realize you actually are, and the more you realize that you can only contribute certain things that other people cannot contribute, whether that be in your community, into your group, your school, whatever, right? The more you know and see you, the more power you have. Let's say you want a job. If you're applying somewhere, you have that one thing that nobody else has, and those people will hire you for it. So stand out from the crowd. Don't try to fit in all the time. That shit's dead. That's for like little kids, right? And if you are a kid watching this, ain't no shade to you, but like, don't try to fit in all the time. Just be yourself. And when you be yourself, the better things you'll attract. The more the more you are yourself, and the more you are more than yourself, the better things come to you that resonate at that higher level. You know, law of attraction, if you will. Law of attraction. There's a reason why certain people always hang around the same people. If you're a bad person, you're hang around bad people. If you're a good person, you hang around good people. If you're a smart person, you hang around smart people. If you are an amalgamation of all those things, you hang around an amalgamation of all those things. And if you are magical, like you are, obviously, since you're here, but if you are utterly magical, so many beautiful things will happen to you that you can't even dream of. And that is incredibly special. And that is something I strive for, and that is something everyone should strive for. And that takes courage. It takes real courage to be yourself in any setting. And the reason why is because many people have been bred to, you know, as they get older, bred to believe that you're supposed to fit a mold. Break that mold. Break it. Ain't no reason for you to be in that box. Nobody likes being put in a box. Not even Schrodinger's cat. And that's a science joke. It's not a good joke, but it's science related for those you know about it. So, yeah, just learn more about yourself and appreciate who you are, because there's a reason you're here on this earth, on this planet, in this universe. You didn't just come into existence for no reason. That's just stupid. That's dumb. And if you think that, you're not dumb, but you're silly. Don't be silly. Well, you could be silly, but don't be silly in that context. All right? Just keep an open mind. Just keep an open mind for yourself and your endless possibilities, because they really are endless, as long as you can see it, and as long as you know that you are infinite. And the last thing that I will say, and I feel like I've already said this, love yourself. But I will add, don't be afraid of being seen. And after all I just said, the solitude and whatever, why am I saying don't be afraid of being seen? Well, a lot of shy people, a lot of, you know, quirky people, a lot of black sheeps or whatever, they are afraid of being seen because they don't love themselves enough. I will say that again. If you are afraid of being seen, a lot of people who are afraid of being seen, this is not everyone, but a lot of people who are afraid of being seen do not love themselves enough. And why? How is that correct? How am I making that correlation? Well, it can be said that if you don't love yourself enough, you are worried about everybody else and how they view you and what they think of you. You're wondering if they will accept you or if they see how beautiful you actually are. And all those questions, all those anxieties stem from the fact that you don't love yourself enough to just dismiss those like ideas, those obstacles. And this is a really long video, but I'm glad I'm making it. Just check the recording. You don't want to not love yourself. A lot of bad things happen when you don't love yourself enough. And nobody wants that, not even you, you know? Nobody wants that at all, not even you. So, love yourself and don't be afraid to be seen. Like I said earlier, you're meant to be part of something, a community. You're not meant to be alone forever. Solitude is great for inner development, but at some point, after solitude isn't always necessary. You got to go out in the world. You got to be seen. You got to show the world how beautiful you actually are in order to attract all those wondrous connections that I mentioned earlier that are meant for you. You don't have community if you're just alone forever. You know, you can be a yogi or a monk or whatever, but even those people, they are seen by something. Right? They're seen by something, some mystifying thing. They are accepted somewhere. So don't be afraid. So with that, don't be afraid of being seen. Love yourself. It's okay to be seen. Don't be seen by the wrong people by doing the wrong things. But love yourself. See how beautiful you actually are, because that's what you are. You're beautiful. I'm beautiful. Even with my weird, funky bedhead, I'm beautiful, even though I look like a Who from Whoville with anger problems. So the GoPro just turned off when I was about to say goodbye. So, like I said, I'm going to end the video here. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, I will update you guys with something really special soon. So, be prepared.